U prošlosti ljudi nisu imali mobitele, pa onda nisu baš ni mogli praviti fotografije.
In the past, people didn't really have mobiles and weren't able to take photos of everyday life.
Pa su puno puta koristili kamenje umjesto toga.
And so many times they would use what? Stones. For memory. Oh yeah, to create a memory of something.
Ali ovdje pod ovim kamenjem nisam podrazumijevao pod one spomenike koje su u vrijeme komunizma pravili za spomenik poginulom borcu, žrtvama fašizma i svih tih stvari.
But I'm not thinking of memorials of stone like the communists were made of soldiers and fascist things.
Zato što su puno puta te uspomene bile ispolitizirane.
Because mostly those monuments were political monuments.
Ali i dalje lijepo je sjetiti se oni koji su dali svoje života, recimo kao što su to Australci u Prvom svjetskom ratu.
However, it's nice to remember the people who gave their lives, for instance, like the people in Australia who gave their lives in the First World War.
Znači, mladi ljudi otišli su tamo boriti se, umrli, poginuli su za drugoga.
The young people left from Australia to go over there and fight for other people.
Yeah, and they actually poginuli su za druge ljude. Treba se sjećati takvih stvari.
They died for other people and we should remember things like that.
Ali evo kako su neki put to znali pokušati sačuvati uspomene i ono što se dogodilo njima da bi sljedeći naraštaj to zapamtili.
And we'll do things like this so that we would be able to remember their actions so that the generations to come would remember and know about it.
U prvoj knjizi Samuelovom 7. poglavlju kaže
in Samuel 1 chapter 7 the following
First Samuel 7:12.
Okay, First Samuel 7:12.
Samuel tad uze kamen, stavi ga između Mispe i Ješme i nazva ga Ebenhezer, jer reče dovde nas Gospod pomože. Znači, kao uspomenu na pobjedu nad Filistejcima tog dana, stavio je kamen između ta dva grada i tu su se borili. Kad ljudi budu prolazili, da se sjete tog dana i njihove pobjede nad Filistejcima.
Then Samuel took a stone and set it up between Mizpah and Shen and called the name Ebenezer, saying, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." So they got a stone and put it there so that they could remember this victory that they had.
Njihova djeca ili unuci ili sljedeći naraštaj da zapamte šta se dogodilo tog dana.
Their children, their grandchildren, and generations to come could remember back to the day that what happened.
Jer sigurno je i tad bilo ljudi koji su poginuli, dali svoje živote za slobodu.
Because for sure people gave their lives back then so that other people may live freedom and have freedom.
I to treba zapamtiti.
And that needs to be remembered.
Na puno mjesta ćete vi naći u Bibliji kako u stvari ljudi sa tim kamenjem pokušavaju stvoriti spomenik koji će ostati za uspomenu sljedećim generacijama.
And there are many times in the Bible that you will find that people use a stone so that they can remember things for other generations.
Lidija je spominjala u subotnoj školi Jošu koji je učinio zavjet pod hrastom sa Izraelcima.
Lydia used the example of Joshua where he made a covenant with God under a tree, oak tree.
Evo i tu se spominje kako je on uzeo kamen i postavio ga tamo za spomenik. Da se ljudi sjećaju tog zavjeta.
And he also, in that story, talks about where he got a stone so that other generations could remember the covenant that was made with God.
Zato kaže ovdje, evo ovaj kamen nek nam bude svjedok jer je čuo riječi što ih je Gospod nama govorio.
And it says this stone which has heard the words that God has spoken.
Zato nek vam je svjedok da ne zatajite svojega Boga.
And this stone will be a witness for God.
Danas pristupamo obredu večere gospodnje,
Today we'll be taking part in the ceremony, the communion ceremony,
koja je također uspomena da je neko dao život, da mi možemo imati ovo što imamo danas.
which is also a symbol of a memory of what Jesus has done, that we may have life, so that we do it today.
Danas imamo saznanje da smo otkupljeni njegovom krvlju.
And today we have the knowledge and the assurance that we have been saved through his blood.
A sutra da imamo budućnost s njim na nebu, kroz cijelu vječnost.
And tomorrow we know that we will have an eternity of life with him in heaven.
Zato i obnavljamo ovaj obred večere gospodnje kao uspomenu na ono što je Isus učinio za nas. Dao svoj život da bismo mi mogli imati život.
And this is what we're doing today. We're taking part in this ceremony of this remembrance of what Jesus had done, so that he gave his life that we can live.
To uglavnom spominjemo i govorimo o tome, ali možda nije loše da uzmemo cijelu sliku u obzir.
We actually constantly talk about this, but what would be really good is if we looked at this in the whole perspective.
Mel Gibson je napravio onaj film gdje se 2 sata pokazivalo patnje posljednjih tih trenutaka Isusovih.
Mel Gibson made a movie that lasted for Mel Gibson made a movie that lasted for 2 hours, that showed the struggle and the pain of the last few hours of Christ's life. It was called The Passion of the Christ.
I puno ljudi je bilo nezadovoljno filmom zato što su govorili da je brutalan.
And lots of people were disgusted in the film because they were saying that it was too brutal.
Previše krvi. Nemate ništa drugo, samo patnje.
There's nothing in there but blood and guts.
Ali taj film je trajao samo 2 sata.
But that film only lasted for 2 hours.
A ova Isusova patnja trajala je cijeli petak.
But Jesus's struggle and pain, his suffering, lasted all day.
I dobro je sjećati se toga.
And it's important to remember
Uzimanjem u stvari evo ovog obreda podsjećamo se na to i zahvaljujemo Bogu za sve što je učinio za nas.
Let's remember this as we take part in this communion and remember everything that he's done for us.
Također kad budemo prali noge, podsjetimo se to da je gospodar svemira oprao noge svojim učenicima, ljudima, stvorenjima.
And as we take part in the washing of the feet, let's just remember that God, the creator of the universe, came down and washed the feet of humans.